Sometimes you just need a chill morning. What's up, Tubester? Finally decided to make a real appearance in the videos, I see. Well, it's as good a time as any. Tubester doesn't have much to say right now, but she's observing all of you. And evidently she just saw something that really piqued her interest.
It's a good barometer for how you're feeling. If you can just breathe, relax, take a look around, enjoy your surroundings, then things must be going pretty well.
Seriously, if you have a leather chair, you need a towel, otherwise your ass will sweat like you wouldn't believe. Also, it's a good place to wipe your fingers if you gotta test your blood because you're diabetic. This sofa bag, the chill zone. Just a great place if you want to watch some TV, a movie, vibe with some music, smoke a little ganja. Basically anything you can imagine for entertainment.
For those who have been watching, the battle against evil is going very well. Now, those out there who suffer from anxiety attacks, I too thought they were a quote-unquote anxiety attack, until I learned that it's actually a fear attack. It's an organic living force that is picking on, attacking, provoking, and just trying to keep us from seizing the day. Breathing techniques, relaxing, using ganja, CBD cigarettes, my personal favorite are Redwood Reserves. These things all help battle off those fear attacks. Of course, there are the times when you're trying to battle it off the most, and that's when you truly realize it's an organic force, because when you're sitting there trying to dance away the fear, trying to feel just a little better, and it keeps attacking you, and it just knows, and you know that it knows. And what I'm saying will only make sense to those who experienced it, but that's when I took a step back and realized that I was fighting an actual force, and I'm getting pretty good at it, and it's pretty dope, pretty fucking awesome to have that force of will, to feel like a superhero who is taking on a true force of evil. You know, this force, this evil, it'll attack you through your health, it'll attack you just any darn way that it can. It'll make you think that there's a smudge on your glass lens when there isn't. It'll fuck with your eyesight. It'll fuck with any number of your senses. Basically anything that you've experienced that's holding you back or preventing you from really appreciating the moment that you're in. That is this evil force that is just picking at and bullying us relentlessly. It is the same force that is clearly in control of society. It's why all those who do the actual work, all of the cogs who help this wonderful machine of life function, are the ones who are struggling, suffering, and not being rewarded for their hard work, their efforts that without life could not be. We are the ones who run the ambulances, run the power stations. We run everything up in this bitch. Without us, life ain't possible, and yet they think they're gods and we're clods. They want to wear the boot and keep us underneath it. Ain't that a damn shame? Well, it's a shame for them, because the meek shall inherit the earth. If you've been paying attention, it's not just that one religion is correct, but all religions have been pointing to something truly universal for a very long time. And the wondrous things that we were promised, the wondrous things that any good, fair, just, loving God would deliver, are on their way. It's just that they've been delayed for some time by the forces of evil, and once you accept that sad but truthful little fact, suddenly the world we inhabit makes a hell of a lot more sense. I hope wherever you are, whatever you're doing, that you're feeling good while you're doing it. And if this video and my works have helped you to feel a little better, to entertain you, or just distract you, it's what I'm here for. And I appreciate you, and I'm glad that you appreciate me, and that we can appreciate each other and be our true Ohana, because remember, Ohana means family, and family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten. We're gonna vibe here for a while, just chilling, just living, just experiencing, just being. Because sometimes that's all you need to do. Sometimes it's great to just sit, be in the moment, and to reflect on all those wonderful moments that came before and are sure to come after. If you've got a voice in your head telling you to regret something, or that maybe what you're doing is a little wrong, let's say, well, tell that little voice to go fuck itself, because if you're not hurting someone else and you're making yourself feel good, then you're doing exactly what you should be doing. Life is not complicated. The assholes, the evil oppressors, they want you to think it's complex and complicated. They want you to overthink every little detail about life, when we're just supposed to sit here experiencing it, realizing that one of the few things we can be in control of is ourselves and our emotional reactions to the situations that we inhabit. So never forget the lessons that Master Splinter and all the other wonderful heroes have taught us. Patience, perseverance, a positive attitude, these are the things that are required. And the only reason why it's hard to put them into practice is because, yes, there is a force, an evil force, trying to prevent us from fulfilling our destinies, from manifesting our destinies. Because through the choices we make every day, through the power of will just to live our lives, we are creating and experiencing life. And that is a motherfucking wonderful thing. Sometimes it's great to just be your own source of commentary and excitement. Sometimes it's great to be mindful of the situation you're in and to just literally talk to yourself about it. And the fact is that you're not exactly just talking to yourself. As dorky as it may seem or sound, you're talking to the universe and to the spiritual forces that are surrounding you. And believe me, there are both good and evil forces surrounding you. And while you can submit and try to do the bidding of evil, remember, evil doesn't share its power with anyone, but good most certainly does.
Hey, look, in this game you can totally pet the cat.
You know what? I think I feel like playing some Xbox 360. Let's head into the bedroom chill room and fire up that Xbox 360. Ah, need power. Best to get the right cable. Whoop. Also best to shut off the power first, that way we don't electrocute anything or short circuit no shit. It's an extra little step, but I don't mind it. Makes the systems a little safer. It's all around a good thing. Now, I do have to unplug the auxiliary HDMI cable, which I use to connect other systems like the PS2, the Wii U, the original Xbox, but the 360 has its own dedicated HDMI cable. And we just gotta get that little sumbitch in the slot. Oh, there it is. You know you got it. Oh, take it. There's the beautiful 360. Look at her boots. And what you're about to see is a modded Xbox 360, which means I got literally over 1,000 games on here. I think I only got maybe like 400 or something in my favorites list of games that I actually am playing or want to play or have played and love. But, yeah. It also does mean that the system takes a little longer to boot than normal because it's booting a lot of software, but it's definitely worth the wait. Sometimes you gotta turn the system off and back on again on occasion, but again, totally worth it when you have literally a database full of incredible games from basically one of the greatest gaming generations ever. I mean, this is the one, the 360 era, just so many freaking incredible games. I love games today, but still, this was that time. This was that time in, a certain generation gamer's life, and it just, the internet, YouTube, everything was so perfect. I mean, yeah, it was new, but like, it wasn't just new. We embraced it so quickly from MySpace to everything else that it just became a natural, organic part of our life. And little did we know that it was literally some of the greatest times of our lives, especially when it comes to just pure, incredible entertainment. The movies, the music, the games, everything was on fire from like 2005 to about 2016. That's when things really started dropping off. Yes, I have eclectic taste. I basically love everything. I like having a good time. It doesn't have to challenge me. It can just be a fun, little, cute, animated adventure to go on. Sometimes that's exactly what you need. You can get these modded Xboxes online. They are worth every penny because seriously, look at the selection of games you can get on these bad boys, girls, whatever gender you want them to be. Wanted Weapons of Fate, a total classic. I don't care what anybody says, this game is totally fucking epic. This is just the kind of game that allows you to live an incredible action movie cinematic experience. It just totally puts you in that realm, in that place, in that experience with that atmosphere, that vibe. It is just good stuff, especially if you're a major fan of the film Wanted. If you're a fan of the comics, the game's pretty cool too. But definitely for fans of the film, especially, this just, oh, what a treat. A treat that was barraged, berated, and destroyed and decimated by critics everywhere. And it's just one of those wonderful little sources of truth that inform us, hey, all of these critics should not be agreeing with each other. This game is not objectively garbage. It plays very well, it looks pretty good, and to some people, it's like just one of the most fun things we've played.
I wanted to know why me. Well, what I found out is that the truth sucks. And that it was destiny I would become a killer.
Every time I play this, it hits the spot. And that's again something that I have found. Games that just hit the spot for certain people are the ones that are utterly decimated by critics. Sometimes these games even have conspiratorially minded plot lines, stories, and details and lore that really could enlighten, awaken, inspire someone who is experiencing that entertainment. Entertainment. What a word.
It always ends with a killer. And usually the bastard impregnating my mother with lead wakes me up. Well, not today. Okay, whoever's up there picked the wrong fucking apartment. Months ago, if I'd been awakened by a couple of cops rummaging through my place, I'd have been pissing myself and trying not to let them see me cry, but, well, a lot can happen in a short period of time. C'est planqué derrière le cadre. I'd been looking at that picture for days. I thought I knew every detail. Shit, I hate being wrong. Big blood! dead to Tarpon and I'm robbed by a couple of French asshools in SWAT gear. I got you now, you little bastard. Here comes the cavalry.
Allez, viens par ici. Ah, je préfère ta putain de mère.
Son of a bitch.
Well, I got to tell you that I've been having an absolute blast talking, chatting with you, chilling with you. It's really become a very special time for me. I mean, I really look forward to recording these videos, making these videos. I love it. And we're going to be breaking the fourth wall right now, Deadpool Ferris Bueller style. Because, you know what? If you're still here, you're an awesome one. You've been watching this video, chilling with us for 21 minutes, and I feel like we can really, really be honest with each other. I mean, I'm always totally honest in my videos and in my works, but it's nice when you can build up that sort of comfort with the listener that you're sharing all of your life and your experiences with. And I feel like when we've spent this amount of time together, because let's be honest, if you randomly scrubbed through the video and gotten to this point and found it interesting, I actually might find that even more impressive than watching the entire video to get to this point. But, just for context, if you didn't listen to the entire thing, you might want to go back, because there's a lot of interesting shit that I said, you know? Dropping a lot of truth bombs here, being a ruthless truth teller. At the end of the day, a lot of people would be cringing saying these type of things. They might be cringing listening to these type of things, but you just gotta be honest to yourself, and you gotta love yourself. You gotta love everything that you're doing. You gotta make every feeling feel good, because there's no reason for any feeling to feel bad at all, except for that evil fucking force that wants us to feel fucking horrible. And that's why everything should make you feel good. And that's why I use video games as a safe place to learn patience and perseverance, to really just get my emotions and my feelings under control in a way that I have never had in my entire life, because, let me face it, I just didn't do the damn work. It felt too hard, and maybe it was too hard for a time. Maybe I really did need to level up to be able to get to this point, to have the force of will necessary to deal with these things. Once you're actually aware of it, once you're aware of that evil and it's aware of you, it becomes a lot more difficult. And it makes you long for those days when it seemed like you were stronger or things were easier. But really, it just isn't the case. You fully come online, you're totally awakened, and now you can actually just do some cool shit with all that energy that you've accumulated and all that knowledge that you've downloaded. It's a really wonderful time to be alive, because we can just share these experiences and we can realize, hey, they're real, they're happening, because people can say all types of shit, just like, you know, any bitchy villain would. But we know when we've experienced it, we know when we're hearing other people's experiences that echo ours, that that's real. We know what's real, we know what feels real, and most of all, we know what's authentic and truthful. It's not even about being real or factual at times. It's about being authentic. And it's about feeling something that you know is just right. When we feel something that's all banana sandwich, you know it's wrong. And that's a wonderful thing about life. But it's beaten and taught out of us. Like, everything that we're taught, we actually do have to forget. Everything that's, you know, our throats, that the authority figures want us to think and believe, that's the shit that most of the time you gotta let go of. Because that's what's actually bringing the childish shit into your life. Childish shit is like impatience and frustration. Care Bears and cool kitty shit isn't, like, everything that you loved as a kid, you should love as an adult. And it's actually a sad fact if you don't love the things that you loved as a kid anymore. And if you're actually sitting there picking or tearing it apart or finding reasons not to enjoy it, like, that's
Time to show these French fried
sucky. It's not normal. Everything that we loved, we should still love and be able to enjoy and appreciate. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you didn't like it, that's one thing. But if you loved something and now you're like, oh, I don't love it anymore, I see these faults, it's like, what are we doing to ourselves? At the end of the day, we're going to start doing that to ourselves, because if we're doing that to the things we love, it's going to happen to us too. Where you're going to sit there picking something apart instead of just experiencing and enjoying it. And that's why we're taught all of these wrong things that just hold us back. And whenever you start challenging those things, man, it's like everything comes out of the woodwork to oppress you. Spiritually, emotionally, physically, fucking everything. It's crazy. And it's insane to be talking about it now, to actually feel the energy returning, to feel healthier, to be healthier, to actually control of my life for once. Holy fucking shit, dude. Like, listen to everything that I just have to just go bleh to you, just to get it out there, into the universe, into the stratosphere, so that it's not just thoughts in my head, but so that it's a real, tangible thing. It's a wonderful feeling. And the fucked up thing is that there is that force that's trying to keep us from having this wonderful feeling. But once you have it, you gotta keep fighting for it. You gotta fight for your right to party. And it is so worth it, because then you'll go from being a miserable, grown-up pirate to being an everlasting kid in fucking Neverland. Because why do we care about the tick-tock of the fucking clock? It doesn't matter. You could drop dead right the fuck anytime, supposedly. There are people who just talk about, like, hey, it's normal to just die. Out of fucking nowhere for no fucking reason. Well, fuck, why would we even count time? Why would we bother with regret or anything negative? Like, yes, we should have awareness. We should realize that a stove is hot and it's stupid to touch it, because that's a negative thing. We avoid the negative things, alright? We don't need to be afraid of shit. You need to have awareness. The thing that wants us to be afraid, that wants us to suckle at the teat of negative darkness and fear, is the stupid, evil shit that's breathing down our necks, like, kind of literally. I mean, it definitely feels like that after a while. And it's even more fucked up that when you finally get free from that shit, that it's really disorientating at first. Like, when you're not having regretful thoughts, when you're not having that bitchy voice, and that's the thing. Any good spiritual force, anything good makes us feel good. It doesn't tell us to go out and murder people. We know this. We know the things that are telling us good things, that make us feel good, that make us think about good things, visualize good things, that bring on good memories, that give you that feeling of warmth and nostalgia. Alright? We can recognize those things. At the end of the day, it's like we're in those episodes of Adventure Time where we're being mind-fucked by the fucking evil Wizard King. And he's like trying to get us to believe that we're doing something wrong when we're doing the totally right thing. That's why life is exactly like a video game. When you find those obstacles, when you find those enemies, that means you're going the right way. And you just got to keep toppling those obstacles. And trust me, everything that you do should bring you peace, and it should make the space around you more peaceful. If somebody's being directly attacked and hurt, stand up for them or yourself. But if it's an emotional attack and shit, like, you can turn those tables around with a sense of humor, with sarcasm, by just ignoring things and focusing on something else, just ghosting them. You know, there are so many wonderful options and solutions for situations. You don't have to let frustration get the better of you, because it doesn't make your day better to be frustrated. What makes your day better is doing fun, cool shit. Like playing a game that you love. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about it. If you fucking love that game, play that game and love that game. Because that's, at the end of the day, how you can learn and cultivate, like, a sense of love for yourself and for others. If you can't appreciate the stuff that you really love, if you can't learn to appreciate the stuff that you love, it's going to be really hard to appreciate yourself. And it's going to be really hard to appreciate others, especially those who might be more flawed than others. So if you can't find something good in a game that might not be perfect but has a lot good to offer, then again, how are you really going to experience life in a positive, fulfilling way? It'd be pretty difficult, it'd be pretty hard. At the end of the day, all of these different things, it's all a way for us to learn. It's all a way for us to grow and better ourselves. And yeah, there's a lot of times that we don't want to do the work. But it ends up putting us at a disadvantage. It ends up hurting us not to do the work. Because when we do the work and we feel supercharged and superhuman and super powerful, like, it tells you, okay, that was all worth it. And it sucks that there aren't people who are trying to help us through this and are trying to, like, have our backs. I mean, I'm trying to do that for you here. That's what I've been all about here. That's what I've always been about here. Just telling the truth, trying to keep you inspired, trying to keep, trying to keep us all going. Because at the end of the day, sometimes taking on this force of evil, it's like you're Carol Channing taking on Mike Tyson. You don't always have to get in the hits. You just got to keep that force of will strong. You just got to keep on keeping on and keep pushing yourself, Sometimes you got to say things repetitively like that because you just got to keep telling yourself that until you can actually do it. And there's going to be a lot of times when it feels like you're slogging through and it's really hard. And it's draining you and it's making you feel just, ugh, But I tell you, there's always a light at the end of the fucking tunnel. It is always worth it to grind it out and to be a higher level and to really feel that power coursing through you. I mean, it is epic. So how can you achieve this epicness? Listen to the good vibes around you and within you. You gotta trust it, you gotta embrace it. There's gonna be times when you're gonna be scared of doing something, but unless it's totally ridiculous, like jumping out of a plane without a parachute, go for it. If it is something that you know you're going to be safe doing and that you shouldn't be afraid of, then you definitely need to do it. If you're having nothing but anxiety and fear just haunting you no matter what you're doing, if you're just sitting down and enjoying yourself, well, then that's the perfect time to push yourself. Because it might make you think, oh, I might have a seizure, oh, I might have a heart attack. Trust me, I am diabetic and seizure prone. I've had them, but I haven't had a heart attack. I haven't had a seizure. The harder I push myself, the more that I go, the better things are getting for me, the more orientated, the more my equilibrium returns. It is so fucking worth it to put in that mental work. And trust me, there are all these people who are doing all this physical exercise, and they make it look easy. But I gotta tell you, it's only easy because they have the mental part of the workout done, but they don't have any of the other mental shit done. When you just purely focus on the mental workout, ooh, it puts you so far ahead of the game. Then when you actually start doing like physical workouts and everything else, everything is suddenly easier. Like you know to keep going, you know not to quit, and you know that you don't have to push yourself too far. That's the difference. If you're feeling like I can't do something, if you're feeling like you're afraid of doing something, do it. Just do it however you can. And then, yeah, take some time off. You don't always have to keep playing the same game. You don't always have to keep watching the same show. Sometimes you don't have to do anything fucking at all. You can just sit there and absorb the environment that you're in. Whatever it takes, whatever you need to do to feel good, so long as you are not oppressing somebody else, so long as you are not hurting somebody else, you're doing what's right. And that's all you gotta keep doing. All you gotta keep doing is just stabilizing yourself, making sure that you are not destroying your livelihood or your situation, your environment, as long as you are able to go, yeah, I might have fallen down, I might have done something excessively, or, maybe this is something I want to work on, but that's the thing. Don't be so hard on yourself. Be gentle with yourself. And remember that it's not about sprinting along. That it's about going, all right, I didn't like these choices that I made. Let me make some better choices now. And just keep going back and forth like that. And it doesn't feel like you're making progress, but you actually are, because eventually you get to this place and to this point where things are more naturally easy to you. where the negative things that were holding you back just have kind of vanished, you will get to that place. And how you get to that place is just by doing the work and by being good to yourself. By not going, oh, that was suck, I didn't do enough today. It's like, no, I did a lot today. I had a good day. You know, don't bullshit yourself, but also don't be that hard-ass fucking trainer that you don't need in your life. Be the trainer who goes, all right, you haven't done anything today. We need to do some stuff. All right, we've done some stuff now. That's great. We don't need to overdo it because we have already done more today, or we've already done better today than we did yesterday, and that was the only goal. Yesterday, we didn't feel like doing anything. We didn't feel good at all. Now, we're feeling better, and we're feeling like we have energy to take on the day and life. And at the end of the day, that means that you're winning. So keep winning, fam. Keep it up. I'm keeping it up, you keep it up, and we're going to have these energies up. Because that's why the world is being oppressed by evil, because their buckets have been filled for so fucking long that it is what it is. And the only way to deal with it is to fill those good buckets up and carry them up the hill, Mulan style. And I gots to tell you, if it doesn't feel like you're going to make it up that hill today, maybe you won't make it up the hill today, but keep trying, because you might. Who knows when it will happen, but it will happen so long as you don't give up, so long as you persevere. I can promise you that, because trust me, I was so lazy with shit. I was so out of sorts at times, but now I'm really coming into my own, and it feels wonderful. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Have a good one. It's been a great one, folks.